So you just installed Kali Linux, you opened the terminal, you ran the tool nmap. Congratulations, the FBI is now at your house.
FBI, open up!
Have you ever heard of Proxychains, you stupid? All jokes aside, Proxychains is like a VPN. It's not exactly, but it routes your traffic through multiple layers of connections, masking the original source of the attack. So if someone does research and they're trying to find your IP, instead of showing your real IP, they'll find some different random address located in America or in your basement or something. Or it might just log an IP address located in your basement or something. In your basement or something.
So go ahead and open up Kali Linux on your virtual machine. And if you don't have Kali Linux installed, you can watch my video on how to install it, which I already did. And if you want me to do another video, I can actually do another video on how to install it. So with Proxychains, this is what it looks like. So if you type in sudo nano is just a command in Linux that allows you to edit files. If you do etc proxychains, now you can have proxychains config or proxychains 4. The latest version of this tool is proxychains 4. If you click that, if you tap down, you go into the Kali Linux editor here. You can see here, this is the pre settings. This is the default configuration for Proxychains. You can see down here that it's already set by default for Tor. So by the way, you can also use Proxychains to reroute your traffic through Tor. So it provides an extra sense of anonymity. But here's an example. So there's examples here. You've got HTTP, SOCKS 5. SOCKS 5 is actually better than SOCKS 4, obviously. And if you come up top here, I'll just show you there's different types of like chaining for proxy chains. Like, so you've got, let's go up here. So you got random chain. To enable this, you just delete the hashtag on the side. So if it's like this, just go ahead and remove it if you want to enable this type of chain. But it tells you here, this is what a random chain is. So a random chain is each connection will be done via random proxy. So with the proxy chain, when you use random chain, it just hops between random, like different chains, right, in your proxy list. Is the most unique? Probably, but I don't think it's probably the best. I think the best one here is definitely not strict chain. Strict chain is definitely not good. So go ahead and just put a hashtag there. Let's just comment that out. So this is basically commenting it out, so it's not enabled. Strict chain allows each connection will be done via chained proxies. So every individual connection will be used. It's kind of like this. It's like the first proxy chain, the second proxy chain, the third proxy chain, and it goes in that order. So that's strict chain. So it's very strict to the list that you give it. But what if one of the servers are like down, or what if one of the proxy servers are not working? So it doesn't do anything. It just stops. And oh no, you're cooked, essentially. So you don't want to do that. I think dynamic chain is probably the best. So I'm going to go ahead and enable that. So you've got dynamic chain. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So dynamic chain, each connection will be done via chain proxies. So it's similar to the random chain, but it's actually more kind of useful in that sense, because when a proxy server is down, it just goes on to the next one on the list, right? To ensure that you have a stable connection and that there's no IP leaks. And by the way, you don't actually need like a sophisticated like proxy list. You could just do it default by Tor, because Tor obviously encrypts that traffic anyways. Free proxy list, we can put it in here. So I don't actually suggest this. So this is just for the video, but I don't actually suggest this at all. So I don't actually suggest free proxy lists because they're not really safe. But you can see here, this free proxy list, 1000 IPs online, it says here in the metadata, it says these public proxies are scraped from the internet. We don't guarantee their security. So it says right here on this one that they don't actually guarantee security for these proxy servers or even anonymity. It says use at your own risk. So I don't suggest free proxy servers. I would probably suggest paying for proxy servers, because at least they provide some sort of anonymity. So if we actually go on to this proxy list as an example, you can actually see here your privacy is our priority. Nice. All right. Get out of my way. No, but check this out. You got free proxy lists here, servers. But like it says, it doesn't guarantee security, but you can actually see the response, the uptime, latency. So this one here, you can actually see the location as well where these proxy servers are located. But if I was to copy that, I was to paste it in here. So you have to actually find what that is. So this one is the IP, the port. Protocol is SOX4. So for this IP and this port number, protocol here is SOX4. So we'll go ahead and type in SOX4 with the IP and then the port number at the end of it. So that ensures that when the dynamic chain happens, it jumps to this proxy and then it goes on to. So if we go here, let's pick another one. So these are HTTP. These are also SOX4. Let's do another SOX4. So SOX4. I had to stop it right here because I had problems with the Proxychains tool, and now I will provide the solution in the video as well. So let's continue where we left off, but with the solution.
There's a difference between Proxychains and Proxychains 4. Proxychains is the original version of this tool, and by default, Proxychains 4 uses the original configuration file. So we don't actually need to edit proxychains.config. We don't need to edit proxychains4.config. So if we look here, we've got proxychains.config. This is the file that you should edit. And my proxychains4 configuration file, if you go into your proxychains4 configuration file, it should look like this. Everything should be commented out with the hashtag and not even be configured. This configuration file should not be configured. You can see here, I have nothing in my proxy list. However, in your proxychains config file, which is the original configuration file that proxychains4 will use, if you go into it, you can configure this file however you want. You can see here that I've got strict chain uncommented. So you can see here I've got strict chain enabled. And if I come down here, you can see that I've got SOX5 rerouting my traffic through Tor. So this address here is the proxy server that I'm going to use to reroute my traffic through this Tor connection. So SOX5 is just the protocol that I'll be using to connect directly to the Tor network. So go ahead and do that and save it. Now, when you do Proxychains, make sure that you start the Tor service. Now, if you run Proxychains4, Firefox DNSLeakTest.com, this will go ahead and work. So you can see here, it is rerouting all the traffic through Tor so that the end result will be the IP address. You can see here that it says I'm from the United States, which is not true. You can see that my traffic is being rerouted through Tor and it's working successfully using Proxychains4 with the default configuration file using Tor. You can see that this is the address that it's showing, but it's actually not. So pretty cool, right? I hope this fixes your issue as well.
So it is quite common to see malicious actors use proxy chains to actually reroute their traffic when they perform something like a SQL injection attack through proxy chain, through the Tor network, so that it doesn't actually expose them, because it looks like it's coming from somewhere else, but it's actually not. But there is multiple ways to actually trace back to the original IP that performed this request, that performed this scan. So malicious actors can get caught for doing this anyways. It's a sense of anonymity, and it does provide. I don't suggest doing this at all. I'm just showing you what malicious actor would use and how they would perform these scans against a particular target, if that's an IP or maybe even a website, to perform a SQL injection attack. They would use proxy chains to obfuscate their location by rerouting their traffic through Tor. But like I said, there is multiple ways to trace back to the original source. This is not really recommended, but it does work.
Greetings, citizens of the world. My name is
Declan. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I've got one question for you. Are you still browsing without a VPN? Come on, what the heck? What are you doing? In 2025, hackers, trackers, even your internet service provider can see what you're doing. You know what VPN is good? Do you know why? Because it protects you. It encrypts your traffic through an encrypted tunnel, meaning the communication between your device and the ISP provider and the internet is secure. making it difficult to track you when you're searching things online or even watching my videos. Or if you just want to access movie websites, NordVPN is definitely the best option if you just want to casually browse the internet without any issues, or even being tracked by certain website trackers. Honestly, that's annoying. I hate it when that happens. Why do I love it? It's fast, it's so flexible. You select a location and boom, you're in Africa. And chapow, you're in your basement. And one click, now you went from America to Italy to Africa to Sweden to Spain. You're untrackable. It looks like you're wearing the anonymous mask after all. But all jokes aside, I think the most annoying thing is website trackers, your ISP watching what you're doing all the time because that's annoying, and also when you go to the local cafe and then you see a Wi-Fi network that is stalking you, or you see a copy of the original Wi-Fi network, they're trying to scam you, it would be best to actually enable a VPN just in case. Don't use free public Wi-Fi networks, don't access them, don't use them. And if you are going to use them, I suggest NordVPN. That's why I have the link in the bio. I have my link in the description.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.